I'm going to miss this show so much. I'm going to miss reacting to it. I'm going to really miss that. Fuck off. Oh, stop it now. This is it. I can't believe it. We've reached the end of the show. Oh, I'm going to miss this show so much. I'm going to miss reacting to it so much. But we knew this time would come, and it has come. I've actually waited, I think about 2 weeks now, maybe even more than 2 weeks since I did the last episode. I've had a lot of Buffy reactions to do, and I did a bunch of Superstore reactions in preparation for the Buffy reactions that I knew I had to do as well. So I did a bunch of Superstore reactions in a row starting about 3 weeks ago, and then over a few days. And yeah, I've deliberately left the finale for the last reaction of the year. Yeah, it seems fitting. So yeah, I've been looking forward to this for so long. Well, just over 2 weeks, which is a long time for me. I vividly remember what happened in that last episode. I'm talking like I watched it a year ago or something. It feels like it almost now, actually, from what I've been through with all the editing I've been doing over the last 2 weeks. It's been an absolute nightmare. I vividly remember. And yeah, it ended with Amy telling them that she quits, which I kind of saw coming for a while, I think. Like, I didn't know. I wasn't sure, but it was looking that way, wasn't it? She kind of sold herself to the devil, Amy. And I've mentioned that before, and I felt that way. And yeah, I feel like it made sense, you know. It was like a sort of cliffhanger for the finale, right? Kind of. Yeah, I mean, they've done that every time, actually, but it's kind of a weird one, this, because I don't know where it's going to go for her. It seems like that's the end of her story, really, in a way. Well, not the Jonah and Amy story. I think we've still got that to come, hopefully. I hope they get back together, basically. I think that's going to happen. I've actually written down a load of stuff that either I'm hoping going to happen, or just stuff that I thought about that could happen, or that I want to happen, or I want to see, or maybe stuff that I think maybe we will see or not. Okay, so the first thing I wrote down, I don't know why this is the first thing that came to mind, but it's the first thing I've written down. Who's responsible for the dismembered feet? Are we going to find out? Do you know, there's a tiny part of me that thinks, could it be Carol? We know Carol's an absolute maniac. Could she be a serial killer? Like, it's not impossible, is it? That would kind of be really funny, actually, but I don't think so. But you know, there's like, I was gonna say 1%. There's actually more than that. That's how much of a psycho Carol is. But I think there's like a 5% chance, maybe, that it could be Carol, or it could just be someone else in the store that we haven't really seen, who works there, you know, or it may not be anyone from the store at all, or we may not find out at all. We may not find out, but it seems like we will. I don't know. They put that in throughout the whole show. Was it season 1 or season 2 that first happened? It might have been season 2, or maybe it's been in from the start. I can't remember, but yeah, I'm hoping we find out. And it could be Carol. I don't know, but that was the first thing I wrote down. Right, is Dina going to take over? Well, actually, there's not any store for her to take over, is there? Well, there's not going to be. It doesn't look like. Just before I started this recording, something actually occurred to me. So I haven't written this down, but it's just something just occurred to me just before I started. I'm going to mention it, I think. I don't know, because it might spoil it, but it might not make sense. But I'll get to that. Yeah, so that's related to, is there a store to take over, basically. So yeah, I don't know. If somehow they save the store, or there's a U-turn from Zephyr somehow, then perhaps Dina will become sole manager, because I still don't think Glenn wants it, but we'll see. Right, will we see Bo one last time? And I put Kelly, Jeff as well, because yeah, they're kind of recurring characters, but they're not in every episode, right? I mean, not everyone's in every episode, but you know what I mean. I think somebody told me that Kelly's last appearance was the last time we saw her. Somebody did tell me that, I think. So yeah, I guess we won't see Kelly, but she had a good last episode. It was funny, that episode. Yeah, I liked her in that. So she had a good send off, if that's true. I've got no reason to believe it's not. Yeah, so Jeff, I imagine we'll see Jeff, because he is currently the district manager again, isn't he? He's 2 districts, I think he has now. Yeah, so I think we'll see Jeff again. And who was the other person? Bo, right. So surely we're going to see Bo. Even just like a 20-second scene will do me. I just want to see him one last time. Yeah, I hope so. Because he's such a huge character. And I can't actually even remember the last episode he was in. it was probably recent. I just can't remember. So, which is unusual actually, because usually he makes a big impact. But was it when they tried to get him to be a fake employee? Maybe, or maybe that was much longer ago than I'm thinking. But anyway, right. Will the DNA results come through? Sandra sent off for them, didn't she? She got her sample, and someone told me actually that we're not going to go back to that. But I wondered maybe if they were just trying to kind of put me off the scent, because that would seem weird to me that they wouldn't bring that up again. But maybe it was just for that episode, just a joke for that episode. But I don't know. I feel like that's going to be revealed. Maybe I've been lied to by this person. Not lied, but I mean, if that's the big thing of the finale, I guess I ruined it by predicting that. But maybe that's why they said that, this whoever it was who commented that. But yeah, maybe not. Maybe we just won't hear about it again, but that's okay. Dina and Garrett. Yep, I'm rooting for them. I think it's going to happen. I think they're going to properly declare their feelings for each other, finally, and just be together happily ever after. I'm hoping that's one of the big things I'm hoping for. Because who doesn't want a happy ending? I mean, particularly this show, I just want a happy ending. I usually don't mind if there's a happy ending, actually. I usually don't mind. But for this show, I think I would. It's one of those like feel-good shows, isn't it? And I guess for those type of shows, you do want a happy ending, right? But here in the UK, the UK shows, they're not always like US shows in that respect. There's normally an ambiguous ending, or even just a horrific ending, or yeah, we kind of morbid here. I don't know. We kind of like that. I've been brought up on that kind of an ending for a show, but not always. There are happy endings as well. But yeah, I think this show, it will, won't it? It won't leave it on a bad note. So yeah. Right, now I've put something here. Will Brett finally speak? I was trying to wrap my brain thinking, has he actually spoken ever? Have we heard him say one word? I'm going to look really stupid here if he said multiple things, but I don't think he has. I can't remember ever hearing his voice, but maybe we have. But if we haven't, I'm really hoping we get to, because that would be funny. Yeah, it'd be good for the actor as well, if he hasn't had a line yet. He probably has, like I said, but yeah, I'm hoping we hear something from him anyway. I'm hoping he's in it at least. Yeah. Will Justine find a boyfriend finally in the last episode? Yeah, I really like Justine, and I kind of feel really sorry for her. Yeah, and yeah, she puts up a front, doesn't she? Like, she's this, she's that. But deep down, she's super lonely, as we've seen. I mean, she's revealed that, hasn't she? And yeah, I just like to see her with someone, get with someone, you know, to have someone in her life, you know. I felt a similar way with Sandra, and then she found Jerry. So I'm hoping Justine gets somebody. Yeah, or at least arranges a date, or an actual date, rather than one that Dina and Garrett has faked for her. Okay, so one of the things I said in the last outro, I speculated as to whether, I don't think this can work, but whether somehow they can all chip in and buy the store off, or really not the store anymore, is it? It would be the potential fulfillment center, buy the site, I guess, or take the lease of the site off Zephra. I don't think that can happen. And when I was saying it, I didn't think it really. And when I edited that outro, I was like, what am I talking about? That can't happen. They don't have the money for it. And Zephra wouldn't want to lose it because they think it's a good site for a fulfillment center. I just don't think that will happen, unfortunately. But that would have been so good if that could somehow happen. If some kind of benefactor could come in, someone with a lot of money maybe, and yeah, to do it for them somehow. I can't think who that could be though, but have we seen any rich people? Does Glenn know any rich people? I don't think so. But it'd be nice to see Glenn reopen his old hardware store. That's what I was thinking. And for everyone to work for him, you know, for him to like run. Well, I don't know if I want to see him running it, but yeah, I don't know. That would be really nice, but it can't happen. So forget that. But anyway, I just thought I'd add that in. The last thing before I talk about what occurred to me just before I started, could Jeff somehow save everything? Could he save the day? Because Jeff's been such a dick and he's kind of let them down multiple times. We've seen him be so nice as well though, but would that be like a redeeming thing for the finale for him, for his character? Maybe. I mean, he's district manager, so maybe he could step in somehow. I say step in, he's got no authority, has he, really? But maybe he could convince him or something. Anyway, they're the things. I'm sure there's lots of other things that I just haven't written down, but it'll occur to me probably during the, well, if it happens during the episode. But yeah, the thing that occurred to me just before I started this intro, actually, literally 5 minutes before. Right, so Jonah was on TV, wasn't he? Okay. I don't know if this could work though, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But Jonah was on TV, on the news, and he was sort of, well, declaring his passion for the store and why it's a great store, and talking about the staff and the community and stuff, I think. Yeah, so it made me think, could the customers somehow be the savior of this store? Could they turn up like en masse to like protest of its closure? But this is why I don't think this could work, because I don't think it was mentioned that the store was going to close, was it? It was all about the foot, wasn't it? How they found the foot. Or the feet, sorry, the feet. There was multiple feet, wasn't there, in the bag? That's why I think it must be someone from this store. Because it felt like a sabotage as well, didn't it? That's something Carol would do. Like, because did Carol know about that lady that was going to show up and they were trying to make the store look like a perfect store? I don't know, but anyway. So, yeah, I don't think that was mentioned on the news, was it? Although people watching might have felt that from Jonah, that he was desperate and trying to save the store somehow. But I can't remember him saying specifically that you can't close down his store. Actually, they didn't know, did they? They didn't know. That was after. That came after the interview. Yeah, I don't think this will work then. But it would be kind of... I don't know what the word is, but it would be weird, but it would also be kind of amazing for the staff if the customers somehow were the ones to save this store for them. That after all these episodes of them being dicks throughout every episode, the nightmare customers from hell, it would kind of be weird, but it would almost feel... I can't think of the word. There is a word for this, but it would feel almost right that they came and, yeah, helped them out, actually, in the end, and saved the store. And what is the word I'm thinking of? There's a word for this. I'll think of it in the edit. Yeah, so it'll be like... I guess it would be another redemption thing for the customers, wouldn't it? They'd redeem themselves after all the shit they've put the staff through. It would be nice to see that. It would be really nice. But I don't know if that can happen, like I said, because I don't think it was mentioned, and they could possibly pick up on it. I should watch it again, that interview, to see what was said, but I don't have time to now, and I don't want to now. I just want to watch the finale. But that's possibly possible. I don't know. There's like a 1% chance maybe. But that would be really funny and interesting and sweet as well, actually, I think. Anyway, I think that's it as far as what I'm predicting, or really possible things that could happen. I'm not really predicting anything, but possible things that could happen, or things that maybe I want to see happen. And that's it for that. And I think we're ready. One final time to do the show finale. Let's get to it. Oh, wow, they just jumped forward a month. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. It's coming in as a customer, is she?
I thought I'd show up on the last day and surprise everybody.
Oh, it's the last day.
What's the surprise?
Just me.
Oh, I thought it would be like donuts or something.
He's too used to Glenn.
What are you doing here?
I wanted to see everybody one last time.
So you're back from California.
Probably wanted to see Jonah one last time.
Great.
Don't worry, you and Eric can stay in my house as long as you need.
No.
Thank God. Love you. So glad you're back.
Welcome home.
Thank you. It's good to be home.
Oh, I want to see her face without the mask.
I'm
Hi.
so happy to see you.
I wasn't gonna not say
We are
goodbye.
so short-staffed today.
No,
She's going to end up working, isn't she?
This is like God sent me a literal angel.
Like I said, welcome home.
Yeah, that would be really fitting, actually, if she works in the store this one last time. Looks like that's going to happen.
Final day of our liquidation sale. The following items are still available. Ladies golf shoes, size 14 and above.
14 and above, ladies.
Buy them while you can, or else wait a day and fish them out of our dumpster.
Yeah, exactly.
congratulations, Miss Fulfillment Center Manager.
I haven't told anyone yet.
Oh.
As soon as it gets out, everyone's going to
Miss
start
what
asking
manager?
for a job, and Zephyr's already filled most of the openings. I can only keep 5 people.
Oh,
and
fulfillment
it
center
is
manager.
Tougher than I thought it would.
5.
So there's no one you want to take with you?
No, actually, everyone has their strengths. Jonah's smart, but I don't even know if he's staying in town since him and Hannah broke up.
What? They broke up?
Yeah.
Why? Why? Well, I hadn't heard that. Why did they break up?
You know, I'm not sure. Why are you so interested?
Things are interesting if you really think about it.
Uh-huh.
So,
Okay.
retirement, huh?
He's finally retiring.
You got any big plans?
Yeah, I think I might finally watch The Queen's Gambit.
7 episodes. What else?
Well, I hadn't really thought much beyond that. Work is all I've ever known. I started at my dad's hardware store when I was 8, and before that, I worked at the toll booth.
Glenn,
Child
I'm
labor.
sure you're going to be fine. There's
Before
got to
that.
be something that you can do.
Oh,
What
Glenn,
if I got a
bless him.
500-piece puzzle? That'd take up some time, right?
Some.
You want me to get a 1,000-piece puzzle? How much table space do you think I have, Jonah?
But, you know,
Bo!
get it.
Smart time to buy a new washer.
Oh, actually, Bo wants to buy them all.
Oh, yeah. Get them for mad cheap, then resell them to
Oh.
the suckers. Make that Skrilla.
What if we can't sell them?
Then I open up a laundromat. Come on, man, think. Use those glasses.
I guess you have more of a plan than I do, since I'm basically unhireable now.
Yeah, what's he gonna do?
Spent so much time at her cushy desk job, she forgot how a scanner works.
No, I did not.
You have to press these 2
Oh.
buttons at the same time.
She
And you
showed
gotta get
Jonah in the first
closer
episode,
than
didn't
you
she?
did with the lasers.
And she looked at him like he looked at her. In that first episode.
I haven't done it in a New York minute.
Maybe the accent goes away with the store. What are your plans in a post Cloud9 world?
Well, I mean, I'll
Romantically.
grieve, obviously.
And Hannah's here.
Oh, we broke up.
What? I'm so sorry.
It's fine. It's. I mean, we only did it for like a month.
Oh man, that is not long enough. Well, I had no idea that you two had broken up.
Yes, you did.
Oh,
I told you they broke up
Dina.
like 10 minutes ago.
No, you did it.
It was the other Latina employee, and you all look the same to me because I'm a racist. So that's something I
Got
should
you out of
probably
that.
work on.
Jonah's face.
Boxing as a hobby. You look great in silk shorts.
I know, but
Ken's got enough
I'm just
brain
not
damage.
comfortable with the punching.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of punching in it.
America doesn't want either of us to work anymore.
Right. I'm under constant fear of deportation, and you get discounts at movie theaters, so...
Not new releases.
Wow. It must be awful to live in terror of spoilers. Excuse me.
Grilling. That could be fun.
Really?
Yeah, I'm hoping I can get another floor supervisor job. I just bought a ton of clipboards.
Oh, bless her. She done just got that job.
How upset was Jonah when I left?
Oh, I'd say pretty upset.
Pretty
Yeah,
upset.
that scene with Kelly.
So 1 to 10, 9.5.
Solid 9.5.
That makes sense.
You're not thinking about getting back on that merry-go-round, are you? Is this like a you break it, you bought it situation?
Tina, it's not like that. No, it's
What
just
a way to put it.
once I got out to California, everything just felt. And I don't know. I think I
Love him.
made a mistake not marrying Jonah.
You think?
Oh, Sandra.
You too cool to keep in touch with everybody?
I'm just being realistic, man. Look, we work together, and now we're gonna go work with other people.
Kind of how it happens.
We are doing a group trip.
Oh, okay.
Either gonna be Kansas City or Tokyo.
Buddy, we're not making it to
Tokyo.
Applebee's, and we work down the street from Applebee's.
Oh, that's happened before, hasn't it? Was that in the first episode? I think, yeah, these are callbacks, aren't they? I think that was the first episode as well.
Hey,
Hey,
That's funny.
so I've been meaning to tell you.
Store's looking so bare. Kind of sad.
The other thing that I've been wanting to tell you is that I'm sorry. It was selfish and awful and
hey, I don't. Look, you don't have to apologize to me for not wanting to marry.
I had all these options for the first time in my life and I was like, yay, I get to decide what I want. But wait, like, how do I decide what I want?
Yeah, welcome to the world of privilege.
After Adam, it kind of makes sense.
I didn't know what I wanted, but I know now. And
Amy, I'm happy that you figured it out. I really, really am. But I'm not just, I don't know, I'm not just something you can schedule for whenever you're free, you know? I'm sorry, but I don't know what I
face.
want anymore.
okay,
Oh. Oh, Jonah. Come on,
if
mate.
you figure it out,
Oh.
let me know.
Oh. Oh, Jonah. You know you didn't mean that. Oh.
Nutmeg? Well, that's aisle 12 right over there. You're so welcome. Coronavirus. Have a heavenly day. Okay. Thanks. Okay.
Wait, he's not allowed to say that anymore, is he?
My dad, he worked at our hardware store till he was 80.
Oh.
It's just so unfair.
Glenn, if you don't want to retire, then don't. No one's making you stop working.
Hey,
But he's not retiring.
everyone, I'm not going to retire. Yeah, I think I'm going to get a new job. Or maybe even reopen Sturgis and Sons Hardware. Although
Has he got the money for that?
check with Jerusha because, you know, it's a very big commitment.
Great idea!
Oh,
Hey, guys, good news. Jerusha's in.
oh, Brett. Is Brett going to say something? I hope so. I hope we get to hear him.
You okay?
Oh,
Oh, so you can't choose.
I'm the new fulfillment center manager, but I can only keep 5 employees, and I can't make up my mind.
I thought it'd be like 5%, but 5 people.
When I have a tough decision to make, I like to spend a Sunday on the bus. Pack a little lunch and just
go.
bus on it.
Ah, Sandra, I can't get sucked into your bleak life.
Well, it's going to get dark again. Bleak life.
Okay.
She's just going to do it for her. I mean, yeah, he has the experience, but really. Oh, those are so.
Yeah, that's it.
Are they all her friends? Who's Lou?
Why the AM next to your
And
name?
Shannon.
Because I'm your assistant manager.
Oh.
It's okay with you. I don't want to be presumptuous.
No, you're in.
I was going for
Oh,
the
Sandra.
cool, badass moment.
Yeah, I
You
got
ruined
that.
the mic drop moment.
Yeah. You don't need to do... Okay, you did.
It's probably the last time I'm ever gonna clean up slushy vomit.
Aw, your last slushy vomit.
Come on.
These old tapes of everyone's job interviews.
Oh, wow.
Record our job.
How are they going to show this?
Yeah, but, you know, just so I'd have proof in case
He did it
someone
without
accused me
permission.
of not hiring them unless they did me sexual favors. I mean, Pastor Craig was falsely accused 30 times by women and men.
Oh, it doesn't surprise me, actually, the way he is.
Jesus, Jesus, Jesus.
Oh, my God. We're going to get to see these interviews.
Hi.
Oh, look at Amy.
Maybe you were hot.
Boner alert. Dude, she's a teenager.
I was
Boner
a
alert.
teenager then too, so it's not weird.
So glad I came back for this. Planning to be here a few months. 205 months to be exact.
Sorry. Please go ahead.
Oh, Dina. Oh, my God. I didn't recognize her for a second.
I know you. Fettuccine Alfredo, side of grilled cheese, 3
Wow,
glasses
it's so
of
different.
juice.
That's incredible.
Yeah, you can't do that anymore. It's diabetes.
Aw, you guys just to get along.
Yeah. This is just for the interview, though.
How people can keep birds as pets. They're disgusting. Rats with
That's where it
feathers.
changed. Oh, right.
Let's move on.
That's where it came from. They say first impressions lost.
Hey, here's what you need to know about Garrett McNeil.
Garrett.
That guy's handsome.
The stress of the job, I guess.
Why do you want to work at Cloud9?
I already work here. You hired me 2 weeks ago.
I don't think so. I think I'd remember that.
Oh, my... Oh, of course. Of course. Oh, no.
I'm so sorry. It's just that you've got such a forgettable face, you know?
I know.
I think you'd
Ben,
make a great
you're not making it
spy,
better.
though. Yeah.
Wow, that was really great. That was awesome. Oh, it's this guy.
We were in line at Claire's.
Really? Oh, my God.
Tell this meth dealer that he just
Hey,
wants to rob the place.
when the store closes, do you want to keep hanging and banging? Like, as my boyfriend.
Okay, so,
Hmm?
Yeah.
tell me about
Yeah.
No.
Cool.
Tell me more about you.
Oh, Garrett.
If you give me the chance, I will work harder than anyone you know. I will literally
Aw.
dig through concrete with my bare hands.
He'll stab anyone in the back.
You know, I could use a hard worker like that at Sturgis and Sons.
Wow. Oh, is he going to take him on his new store?
Thank you.
No. No.
Should we do like denim or leather aprons? Denim, like a raw denim.
He's going to regret
I love
this.
it. I love it. It's more my color.
I can't imagine Mateo working in a hardware store somewhere. Oh, the raccoons. Oh, they're finally leaving.
A lot of jobs.
Yeah. I worked at a consulting firm.
We actually saw his interview, but it was with Dina, wasn't it?
I sold gym memberships.
He also had one with Glenn. Okay.
I just want to spend a couple months just not using my brain. All right, I know, I get it. I can't listen to myself either. Oh, enjoy. All right,
Finally.
all right. a store like this is actually pretty incredible, you know? You help people do their homework and find their styles. There's magic in that. I don't know, people always talk about going out and finding something special. Maybe we don't have to look that hard, you know? Maybe everything is special.
How many jobs have you had?
What? Too many to count. 20, 30?
Yeah, you never stick with anything. Except this. You've been here 6 years. Why?
I don't know. It's a good job.
No, it's not. It's a terrible job.
Not that bad.
Jonah, why did you stay here?
Why do you think, Amy?
You know, when I first met you, I thought you were the most annoying person I'd ever met. With your moments of beauty, seize the day crap.
Can't watch Dead Poets Society too many times.
I hated how cheesy you were. I hated how woke you were. Most of all, I hated how you believed that life could be better than it was. And yet here we are. And my life is so much better than it was. Because of you. And I screwed it all up. I know that.
You didn't.
But you waited 6 years for me. So if I have to wait
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, it's just you were talking so much. I didn't know what to do.
Excuse me. Hi. Does the cup and menstrual cup refer to like the shape or the volume?
Was the customer similar to that in the first episode?
don't do something you're gonna regret for the rest of your life.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna go sleep on it.
I have to say, I always thought when they shut this place down, it would be because of something you did.
Me too. Take care of the old gal, will you?
I will.
This store is about to close forever. On behalf of everyone here at Cloud9, I'd just like to say bye-bye.
He's happy. He's not though, is he? You gonna take the mic?
Sorry, that shouldn't be the last thing I say. 20 years of announcements. I mean, I'm not a sentimental guy. That's not my thing. But it did just occur to me that this is the end. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a job. If jobs were fun, they wouldn't pay us to do it, but occasionally there were moments that weren't so bad. And for whatever reason, those are the only things I can remember right now. You know, most jobs suck 99% of the time. So you really got to enjoy those moments that don't.
Oh wow, we're seeing this store.
Those bits of fun you have
they do.
downtime.
They went with those aprons. Oh, Cheyenne. Took on Cheyenne as well.
Or an interesting conversation with a coworker.
Oh, here they are.
Or something happens that you can laugh about later.
My honeymoon? Sorry about that.
Oh,
Or
they
you do
did get
something
married.
that you're actually proud of.
Looking great, guys.
Yeah, I thought he'd end up
If you're
doing
lucky,
this.
Maybe you
Wow.
even get to
Oh,
be friends with
this
a
is
coworker or
incredible.
two along the way.
Oh, Amy's daughter.
Not sure what else you could want
Fair
in a
enough.
job.
Oh, they're still in touch with them. Oh. Oh my god, everyone's here. Oh wow, they kept in touch. They're good friends, aren't they? Sorry. Wow. This is Joan and Amy's new place, I guess. Or is it still her house?
There's both of them. Nice.
Oh wow! The stars from the first episode.
At any rate, thank you for shopping with us. Cloud9 is now closed.
Really good. That was so good. That was so good. Oh, it's so weird now because it's not suggested in the next episode. Ah. That was so good. That's so good. That was great. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to calm down. Oh, that was so good. That was my favourite episode. They've nailed that finale. They absolutely nailed it. That was my favourite ever episode. I mean, there's been funnier episodes. There's probably been better episodes, but is there a better way to wrap up the show than that? I don't think so. Everything you wanted to happen happened. Who was that with the foot? I know him. He's from the store, right? So it's been him all along. He's the serial killer. Okay. If you didn't see my intro, I was wondering about that, who that was, but it wasn't. We didn't see Carol, did we? You kind of would have. Did we see her at the end there in the garden? I'll have to watch that again. Maybe she was there. Maybe. I kind of doubt it though. Yeah, because she'd have ruined this, wouldn't she? Probably. I didn't think we were gonna get a redemption from her character at all. So it makes sense that she wouldn't be in this one. But I thought it was gonna be Carol. Interesting that they chose him. Okay. I mean, guys are generally serial killers, aren't they? But I mean, with Carol, you can almost imagine it. But okay. Oh, that was so great. I loved all the callbacks they did, particularly to the first episode. I'm so pleased now. I watched that first. The reason I remembered all that is because I watched that first episode again in preparation. Well, I actually watched it just before, not the last episode, the episode before that. So I thought I was going to do like 2 or 3 in a row really quickly and finish the show. So I watched it before I did, I think episode, what was this, 15? So before episode 13, I think it was. Yeah, and I'm glad I did now, because whether I would have remembered those callbacks or not, I don't know. I would have remembered a couple of them, definitely the stars. That was great. That was so great. And what a way to end it with Garrett on the microphone as well. That was perfect. I saw him in the thumbnail and I wondered whether that would be how it would end. It was so good. I'm not going to cry. I am crying, but I'm not going to cry again. I'm starting me off again. That was so good. Just the way they did that whole thing. Do you know, that's the kind of finale that makes you want to start again with the show, right? I mean, I did watch that first episode again, like I said, but I'm going to watch it off camera, the whole thing again, no question. Knowing it ends like this will make it even better to watch it all again. Oh, has there ever been a better finale than that? I'm trying to think. There's one show that's coming to mind called Life on Mars. It's a UK show. That was great, but this one might be even better. This was so good. So good. What a way to wrap up a show like this. Just perfect. Well done to the writers. They nailed that. They absolutely nailed it. They did everything as a viewer you wanted, right? Or at least I wanted, definitely. I'm sure it's the same for everyone else. Let me know, actually. Let me know if there's something you'd like to have seen that you didn't. The only thing that's coming to mind is Carol. Oh, Jeff as well. We didn't see Jeff. Yeah, I'd like to have seen Jeff one more time. That was pretty unfair on them not to include those two, actually. But Carol, maybe, because she would have ruined it a little bit. Unless she was in that. I'll look at that in a minute, but let me finish what I'm saying. So unless she was in that garden scene, maybe. I don't know, but plotting. It'd been funny just to see her in the background plotting this one last, event, let's call it. Yeah. And Sandra getting the assistant, Dina's assistant position, that's great. And the way she did it as well. She called the shots there, and it's kind of completing her arc, isn't it, there? She kind of took control, and she was, as we saw in those interviews are so good. There's so much to talk about this episode. There's interviews, as we saw in not only in the interview, that it was perfect the way they did that with Sandra, because that's how she'd been for so long that nobody really knew she was there, right? And yeah, that was so good. But to go from that to the end here, where she took control, like I said, and she's had the biggest journey, I think, Sandra. She really has. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. I think she's still got some darkness in her, Sandra, but she's come such a long way. I was hoping Justine would get with somebody. Was she with somebody in that garden, maybe scene again? I'll have to look at that again. It happened so quickly. I'm going to watch that scene again. Yeah, those interviews are incredible. Absolutely incredible. Garrett with hair. He just shows the stress probably from the job, from working in this fucking store for so long. And Dina's interview, that was the most revealing, actually. That was that's where their relationship, those two, that's where it took a turn almost immediately. Yeah, they were getting on like they said, and yeah, it was looking a bit weird. I was thinking, what's going on here? But I think I even said it looked like maybe she was just putting it on for the interview, and she didn't like him anyway from the actual first time she ever saw him. When she walked through that door, she probably didn't like him. That's what I was thinking. And it was just an all act to get the job. But actually, no, it was when he said about the birds. Oh God, that hurt her so deep that she kept that grudge throughout the whole show. That was perfect. That was perfect. I love that. That might have been everything was my favourite part about this, but that might have been the most, it's kind of the most clever, but also the most interesting as well. That was so great. That was so good. It was perfect. Like I said, it was just perfect to put that in there. It just, everything suddenly made sense after that, right? Yeah, that was really good. Yeah, I was a bit confused as to why he interviewed Jonah. I guess as manager, that would be a final thing to do. But yeah, maybe what we saw in the first episode with Dina interviewing on the shop floor, maybe that's like a prep interview. Yeah, maybe she did all that stuff before the real interview with Glenn, maybe. Yeah, maybe that's what happens. So yeah, okay. So maybe it wasn't an error. I was thinking, well, have they forgotten what happened in that first episode? Have they forgotten Dina interviewed him? But okay, that's probably why, right? Probably. I'd like to have seen everyone's interview with Dina, actually. I mean, not because Dina was, Amy was there, I think, before Dina. I think so. But Dina looked so different. I couldn't believe how different she looked in that interview. It was incredible. I didn't recognise her for a second. Glenn starting off his hardware business again. That was great. I was thinking that would happen. I was thinking that, it would be a joint thing. Like, you know, they'd all pitch in. Maybe not every employee because there's too many. It'd be too big of a store, wouldn't it? But yeah, all the main characters at least. But yeah, it turned out it was just Mateo, and Cheyenne as well, as it revealed at the end there. That's great that they're back together. The duo back together again. Yeah, that was really good. I really enjoyed seeing that. Yeah. I mean, it kind of makes sense as well, actually, because Glenn and Cheyenne have been kind of, I wouldn't say close, but kind of. There's been a lot of episodes with them together and they play off each other quite well, and yeah, I like that. And obviously back with Mateo, like I said. And why didn't it occur to me? Why didn't that occur to me that he'd take on Mateo? Of course, that makes perfect sense. And yeah, so I guess he's just going to be continuing on illegally, but you know, that's fine. That's fine as long as he can support himself and then can help out in that respect. And yeah, that was really good. Really, really great. The scene as well with Amy and Jonah. That scene, the scene ended with them kissing, and yeah, she realised that he'd been there. Well, the scene before that, when Jonah was like, well, you can't just click your fingers and, you know, you can't just change your mind and I'll come running back anytime, you know, on a whim. Yeah, that was really good, that scene, that scene itself before the other scene. Both scenes are really good, but that scene, the first scene, that was great. And I mean, it was horrible actually to watch, but it was so well acted. Amy's face. Oh, I felt so sorry for her. She was so desperate, wasn't she? And it was like devastation on her face, and she was kind of trying to hide it, but she couldn't. And oh, that was so well acted. She's a great actor. She is a fantastic actor. I know she was in a big show called Ugly Betty. I know that. I didn't know that going into this. I didn't recognize her at all. I've never seen it other than like a commercial, like a 20-second commercial years ago. So I know of its existence, the show, but I didn't know it was her. I didn't know she was Ugly Betty. Someone told me that. So yeah, I mean, I know that was a big show, so she's got experience before going into this, and yeah, it showed. She was really good in that scene particularly, and many scenes. Jonah's really good as well. He's a really good actor. I've never seen him in anything else before, but he was really good. But yeah, the scene after that where she'd realised why he'd jumped around. Well, she'd learned that he'd jumped around so much. He had multiple jobs and he couldn't settle, and yeah, she realised why he settled in this one. It was for her, and I'm gonna start crying again. I'm not gonna do it. Yeah. Yeah, it was great, and then they kissed, and that was just perfect. absolutely perfect. And then to find out that what happened afterwards in their life, and they got married and they got the kid as well. Oh, it was just so great. And then also to find out that they're all together still. They're still in touch, right? They're still a family. That was great. And it was a family scene as well, wasn't it? That. Oh, fuck off. I can't stop crying. Sorry. The thing is, if I start, I just won't be able to get through this outro. So, and just going back again to those callbacks to the first episode, it was specifically the first episode, wasn't it, really? I mean, there was other little callbacks, I think, as well. But yeah, it was just so great the way they did that. And when she was, when he was showing her the scanner, that scene happened in the first episode. And she looked at him in the same way that Jonah looked at her, right? It was the same thing. Yeah, but it was just so sweet that, and that ended with Jonah fucking up, actually, didn't it? In that first episode. But that was their first big event together, wasn't it, really? Yeah. That was so good. I wonder if I missed any callbacks. I probably did. But I think I caught enough of them. Yeah, it was so well done the way they did that. It was so well done. It seemed natural as well. It didn't seem forced, you know? You could easily just go too far with that and try and spell it out to the audience, you know, but they didn't. They just, and the potty as well, that was another one. That was another callback. And stars, like I said, I think it was another one as well, but it's escaping me right now. But there's probably multiple ones and I didn't even notice. But yeah, it was funny, that scene with Sandra when she kind of took over there and she picked the personnel for Dina and chose herself as assistant manager. And then she mic dropped. I thought it was going to get dark again for a second when she was talking about the bus, because that would have been good, I think. They didn't do it, but I think that would have been good, because we've heard a lot of dark stories about her bus journeys, right? And what she's been thinking, what's going through her head and stuff, and what she does. Yeah, I thought one last time we were going to get that there for a second, but they didn't do it. I mean, I guess it wouldn't really fit in that situation, but I thought maybe they could make it fit. That's the one regret, I think. If there's any regret at all, it's not even a regret. It's just something I thought they could have done, but it's okay. I mean, as I said, she's developed so much of a character that although she's still got some darkness in her, now she's got Jerry. Yeah, I think she's mellowed out and she's probably not doing so much of that. Although we did see it with the stalking. She was helping Jonah with the stalking, right? It kind of came out then again, but yeah, probably less of it now than there was before she met Jerry and her life started to turn around. And the scene with Dina and Garrett as well, when they were watching interviews, the way she just dropped that in, like, I think she was like eating popcorn or something. And yeah, she was just like, hey, do you want to, she kind of phrased it like, do you want to start banging again? Which is perfect actually for their relationship, or the way they are together, the way Dina is specifically. And I think Garrett knew it was more than that. He knew, yeah, let's get together properly. And that was so well done. It was just so kind of, I don't know, it was brief. It was almost subtle, and yet it was perfectly done. I think it was perfect. It didn't need a big declaration that at all, because we know they're kind of destined for each other, although it has really been mostly sexual, their relationship, hasn't it? But just the way Dina is in the comedy, I think there was more to it than that. We just didn't get to see a lot of it, did we? But we can imagine there was more to it. It's implied, right? So yeah, that was just really good. And Garrett's face when she said that, he was so happy. He was like, he was almost grateful actually, it seemed. I guess he would be, because he did kill her birds and he did sleep with her. He did sympathy sex. I mean, really, there's no kind of coming back from that, but somehow he managed it. I suppose with Dina, there's a way to come back from that. But yeah, that was great. And his face, he was, yeah. It kind of a mixture of like appreciation that she'd forgiven him finally, and just happiness and joy that he's going to get what he wants. And he wants Dina, doesn't he? And oh, it's so good. I just loved his face. Almost as much as I loved Amy's face during that first scene I was talking about, in terms of, you know, showing the emotion, you know. That was so sweet, and I just loved seeing Garrett like that, you know. It's the first time I've seen him like that, and it was just impactful for that reason, right? It was so good. And just after that, that's when we saw Mateo's interview, and yeah, Glenn just realised that he is a hard worker, Mateo. He really is. And he won Employee of the Month a number of months in a row, didn't he? No one else could get a look in, actually. So yeah, we know he's a good worker and he works hard. Yeah, he's a bit of a backstabber and a bit of a bitch, but that's just the way he is. It's funny with it. Yeah. But Glenn, I don't think it was just that though. Glenn, he knew that, Glenn, but he also knows that Mateo is loyal and he deserves it, you know. Legal or not, or illegal or not, it doesn't matter. Like, he deserves it, and that was really sweet. And just the way he looked over at him, as Matteo, I think, was saying, you know, I'm a really hard worker for the interview. I'm a really hard worker. The way Glenn looked over at him, it was just, it dawned on him, and it was great. That was great. Really good. Like I said, I don't know how I didn't see that coming. It's obvious, isn't it? It's such an obvious solution for Matteo. And Matteo kind of got that himself, didn't he? He got that job himself. He kind of manufactured it himself because he's the one that suggested that Glenn restart his business, his hardware store. I don't think that was what he had in mind, Matteo, at all. At all. Like, he didn't ask Glenn to work there or anything, did he? So I don't think it even occurred to him even that he could. So yeah, in a roundabout way, he got that job himself, didn't he, accidentally? Yeah, he kind of, gave Glenn a new life path, and that turned out to help his own life. That was really great, the way that kind of came full circle. Also, that scene with the interviews was when Jonah finally said, I get it. I can't listen to myself either. That was great. That was really good, because he's loved listening to himself this whole time, hasn't he? And nobody likes listening to Jonah, and he finally admitted it, that, oh, I get it now. I don't like it either. He kind of made out like it's been that way the whole time, but I think he's one of the people that likes the sound of his own voice, actually. And I think that was implied. Like, finally he understands. He heard himself finally, and he got it, and he was like, okay, I get what I've been putting you guys through finally. That's how I took that anyway. I don't know if that was what was implied or what was meant, but I think so. I'll just mention as well that the music they play, particularly during the emotional scenes of the show, has been spot on. It's been really good. And the music they were playing when they kissed, that was perfect. It was so good. And yeah, they got interrupted by the customer. I think it was a period thing, wasn't it? Forgive me, I don't know what it was, but I think that was the same thing. Was it even the same customer? Oh, it might have been. It might be the same actor. I didn't think of that. Maybe. I'll have to check that later. Yeah, that might be the same actor. I'm tempted to check that now. I'm going to check that now, I think. Okay, let me have a look at her. Hold on. I'll see if I can... I mean, I'm sure she's changed a lot, but that would be really great if that was the same actor. With the same kind of product, maybe. As I said, I'm not even sure. Ooh. It might be the same actor, I don't know. It's hard to tell without the mask, or with the mask. It's hard to tell. I think it might be the same actor. It looks similar. Let me hear her voice. Hold on. Okay, I'm almost convinced it's the same actor now. The voice is very similar, if not identical. It's hard for me because I'm not from the US, so it's hard to say if it's the exact voice, but I think it's the same voice. And the eyes look very similar as well. I think it's the same actor. That's great. The product's different though. The product, the first product was laxative, I think, or something to do with stools. This one, I think, it's something to do with periods or something. I'm not going to watch this one again, but something, doesn't matter. But yeah, she interrupted them in the same way. She was interrupting. Well, actually, she didn't interrupt. I was going to say interrupted the big moment, but she didn't really. She interrupted Amy kind of talking, Cheyenne possibly trying to talk her out of marrying Bo, but yeah, it was the same lady. That's great. That was really good. That just came out of nowhere. That was so well thought out, that, and yeah, well done to whoever thought of putting that in. That was great. Another moment, I'm going through all these moments here, but there's so many in this episode, was when Garrett signed off, is like in his happy chirpy kind of way, and then yeah, he misses this job, but he will miss this job, right? And it was just so nice to see him go back to the mic one last time there, and yeah, give that heartfelt speech. And yeah, it's just a perfect way to end that, wasn't it? It's perfect. Yeah, I love that. Okay, I just watched that garden scene again. No sign of Carol, unfortunately, or fortunately really, but no sign of Carol. I thought maybe she'd be lurking in the background. What would have been really funny, actually, would be for her to have been peering over a fence or something, like stalking them. Like she said, she was outside Amy's house when they did the Golden Globes party. Yeah, that would have been funny. I wonder if the actor just wasn't available or something, because that seems like an obvious thing to do, like just for a comical thing there. But there was so much heart in that scene that maybe it'd have ruined it. But I'd quite like to have seen that as well at the same time. Just Carol just being creepy Carol, you know, in the background kind of thing. But yeah, something I didn't notice actually, just watching it again, was Matteo and Eric. Yeah, looks like they'd finally got married, or was that an engagement ring maybe? Well, we knew they're getting engaged. They kind of agreed, right? But either way, whether it was marriage or they're going to get married, aren't they, if they're engaged? So that was nice to see. That was really nice to see. And we saw Brett in the background, actually. I didn't see that. I didn't notice that either. Yeah, Brett was in the background there. We didn't get to hear him say anything. That's unfortunate. I really wanted to hear it. You know, I really wanted to hear him say something. And I don't know what he could have said, but he could have closed the show, actually, just saying something, couldn't he? That could have it was great the way it was closed anyway, but that was another possibility, you know. I wonder if we have heard him. I think maybe we have, actually. I think we have heard him, actually, just thinking about it, because I'm starting to hear his voice now as well. So I think we have. I think I've got that wrong. He's just been so silent for so long that I forgot, I think. Have I got that right? I think so. I think we've heard him. Yeah, I'm almost convinced now, actually, that we've heard him. I can't pinpoint when or what he said, but yeah. Yeah. And I just watched that last scene again for the last time. Garrett saying Cloud 9 is now closed. That was the last line. I wonder if he opened the first episode. I can't remember now. Did he open the first episode? I think he did. I think so. I think the first episode was opened with him on the mic. And to close the show with him on the mic, that makes sense as well now, thinking about it. Yeah. And then the way the Cloud 9 lights just went off. It's perfect. Absolutely perfect. I'm not going to cry again. I can feel it coming. Perfect. Really great. Just a great finale, wasn't it? Great. 11 out of 10, that finale. One of the best finales, if not the best I've ever seen for any show. To wrap this show up this way, perfect. Absolutely perfect. I'm so pleased. This show's been so great. I'm just so pleased it ended so well, and it just caps it all off, doesn't it? It kind of makes the show like 10 times better even if it could have been, but it kind of does for me, the way it ended. It was just great. Anyway, that's it. No more Superstore reactions. Oh, I knew this time would come. It doesn't mean I have to be happy about it. I'm so delighted how it ended, but I'm so sad, and I'm going to miss this show so much. I'm going to miss reacting to it. I'm really miss that. Fuck off. Oh, stop it now. Yeah. Loved it. Loved it. Loved every second. Every episode. Some episodes were slightly weaker than others, of course. But even those, I love them. The characters. I love the characters. And to know that they're a family now, still. It just makes everything even better, like I said. Look. Okay, I'm going to have to do a different video now for this. Because I did think about doing like a favourite episodes video. Like a top 10 episodes. Maybe favourite season. You know, favourite characters and all that kind of stuff, which I've done before for a show, and I want to do it for this show. And I was thinking about doing it within this outro, but I don't think I'm going to make it because I'm getting upset again. It's going to be too hard, and also I'll need to think about it more and plan it. I think I need to plan it, and that'd be better. So there might be a video like that coming. I don't know. I need time. It might come later on, you know. I need time to do it and to plan it and to think about it and stuff, or more time. Yeah, but it's been great. It's been so great, and I've just loved it, and I just really appreciate everyone who's watched this with me. I mean, the views aren't mega high for this show, for these reactions anyway, at least, which baffles me a little bit. I mean, it must be me. I assume it must be me, because it's such a great show. I'm sorry if I spoiled this show for you with my reactions, but hopefully not. Hopefully some of you at least have enjoyed them, because yeah, without you it'd been difficult to continue, even though I love this show, but to react to it, you know, it'd be difficult to justify the time the edits take and all that kind of stuff without having regular viewers, you know, who would watch the reaction within a few days, let's say, or within a week of posting it. That kind of really kept me kind of encouraged to keep doing reactions to it. I mean, I would definitely watch the rest of this show, even if I decided to stop doing reactions to it. But I'm so pleased that, as well, actually, that I managed to do every reaction. I managed to do a full reaction for, like a proper long one. I think one, actually, that I didn't. And at the time, I just couldn't face doing an edit. So that's the only time. But I did think a season or two ago that I wouldn't have time. But this show's so great that I just wanted to do the full edit, you know, a really good edit for it, and I managed it in the end, thankfully. Well, I haven't done this edit yet, but being the show finale, being as good as it was, I'm definitely going to do a proper edit for this one. No doubt they'll claim it, the content owners, but that's fine. It's not my content, is it? So, but as long as it's not blocked, that's the big issue I'm going to have with this, I think, because I want to include everything, and I'm not going to be able to. But the full reaction is an option. That's on Patreon. But hopefully I got a good enough edit out of this, and hopefully, yeah, I was able to include enough footage without it being blocked. But what a show. What a show. Let's just end it there. What a show. Great. And thanks to the person who suggested it to me on Patreon as well. I really appreciate that. I'd never heard of it before. And the fact that it was retail really kind of got me interested, because I literally grew up in retail. My parents were both retail managers, and not a store this big though, not at all. Yeah, and I grew up in a shop. I literally did. I'm not even joking. Like, I didn't live there, but we lived above it in a flat. So technically, I did live there. Well, actually, there was 2 stores. I lived above the first one, and then we moved to another store. My dad did, and we lived opposite. I mean, literally opposite. Like, I looked out the bedroom window. Another flat. It was an apartment, I think you call it in the US. And yeah, I could just see the shop, and that was for the first 20 years of my life. So yeah, and then I moved into I worked in retail after that. So yeah, I literally grew up in retail, lived in retail, got a job in retail for a long time, and yeah, retail has been a massive part of my life, a massive part. So yeah, I recognized a lot of stuff in this, and that was another kind of link I have with the show. And yeah, it was really good. They represented what retail's like really well, actually. They really did. I've got some thoughts actually about that. Maybe I'll include that. Oh, this is way too long. It's going on this outro. So yeah, I'll probably include those thoughts in another video I do, maybe. Oh, and I might do the bloopers. I know there's some, were they bloopers, or I don't know. There's some Superstore related, show related videos from Superstore on YouTube. I know that. Now, whether I'll be able to get a reaction to those onto YouTube or not, I don't know. It'd be weird to kind of do a fair use edit of a short video. So I don't know how I'm going to do that yet, but we'll see. I'm going to react to them. So they'll be on Patreon, the full reactions to those, if I can't get them onto YouTube. Or maybe there is a way to get like a few bits of them onto YouTube. Yeah, and if there's bloopers, I'll hopefully find those as well. I'm sure there is. Maybe even cast interviews. I'd like to hear the cast, actually. That's something I want to do. Whether I'll do reactions to that, I don't know. But I'd like to hear them talk about the show and just hear their natural voices and how they are naturally, you know. See who's like their character, right? To see who's most like their character. Yeah. I'd quite like Dina, the actor who plays Dina, to be like a character, but she can't be. That character's a unique character, and yeah, there's no way she's like that character. But I'd quite like to hear her as well, talking about it and stuff, yeah. And hopefully I can do that. Anyway, yeah, great show. Had so much fun, loved it. And hopefully, like I said, you did too. Thanks to everyone who's watched these reactions, who's liked them, who's commented. Thank you to all of you. And hopefully you've enjoyed it as much as I have. I think that's impossible, actually. I think that's impossible. I just loved it so much. But hopefully some of you have enjoyed it. The reactions, hopefully. And yeah, whether I'll be back with another show or not in the future, I don't know. But at the moment, probably not. Probably not at the moment, because I'll finish this show. I'm sort of coming to the end of the other show I'm doing at the moment. And yeah, I don't know what my future plans are. I might miss it so much that I'll come back and do other shows. But you can suggest another show in the comments. You can do that. Whether I'll, eventually react to it or not, I don't know. I might try it out or something and see how that goes, but it won't be in the immediate future. But you can still suggest something, because I'll keep it, in my mind if I ever do come back for another show, But yeah, one last time, thank you to everyone. That's all I need to say, really. Thank you. And yeah, maybe we'll see each other in another life if I don't come back onto YouTube. But thanks, and yeah, bye.